Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built, and I still have not given up on this bonnet quite yet. Okay guys, first bit of business. Last week I asked on your opinions on whether I should keep or remove the rear bumpers. It was probably pretty much split down the middle that half the people said absolutely get rid of it, other half were saying that if you're keeping the front you need to keep the rear to keep it balanced. Definitely keeping the front, and the way I'm looking at it is what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take this rear bar and weld it all together as one piece. As these are quite small anyway, what I'll probably do is make sure I weld it all, get it all nice and straight, one piece, and tuck it up as tight to the car as I can. Yeah, these are quite small and unobtrusive anyway, unlike the later 280Z bumpers that the US got with the big ugly overriders and all the rest of it. So yeah, I think nice slim bumpers are the way to go. That brings me back to what I was working on last week was working on this bonnet and the curve of this bonnet, how it still curves down too far and it really needs to be twisted back up. I was trying all sorts of methods to try and sort of to bend it up, and I had a few suggestions. I think what it's come down to, and the best suggestions I've had, is to actually get underneath here and cut the bracing, bend it all out as far as I can by butchering the bracing, and then weld the bracing back together, because that's really what's holding it at this stage. The fact is that if it works, great. If it doesn't, the All right, my next challenge is to start tackling this bumper. And the issue I currently have is that when I have it bolted on, it sits a little bit too far out on either side. And it sits so I can get it to sit nice and tight at the front, but too far out on either side. The way I'm going to fix that is I'm going to go through, because of this has got a slight angle on the whole bumper. If I can bend the whole thing up like that a little bit more, it'll actually pull the end around further. That's my theory anyway. So I'm going to go through and just tweak up the bumper all the way along until I can get it to sit on just where I want it. All right, the rear bumper's looking really good. This is sitting a little bit tight in this corner here, but that's more just adjusting the bracket that's underneath there. But it actually sits nice and tight to the car, so I actually am happy enough with the overall look of that. But let's have another look at the front. The front currently requires a bit more adjustment, I think. It currently sort of curves upwards on the outer corners, which I don't like. It should sit pretty much dead flat the whole way across, and it's sort of, at the moment, it curves up either end, which I'm not really that happy about. It's hard to capture this on camera, but the issue that I'm having now that I'm noticing, and you can possibly see it here, is now I've unbolted the front bumper from the front guard. Basically, this line underneath the headlight bucket is supposed to be parallel to that line on the body. And it's not, it sort of tapers down. And that is my current issue, is I think a lot of the issue with the front bumper is because the headlight bucket is not lined up properly. The headlight bucket is tilting down too far, so I need to somehow straighten it out. And at the moment, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. So some more head scratching to go. Grrr! All right, so I've been struggling with this front corner, and I think I have just made a discovery which is starting to explain some things. So this headlight bucket here was one that didn't need much work. It was actually in pretty good condition. This was the one that I did a lot of work to, but this side is actually reasonably good. So the level of this line here, compared to the lines of the car, it's actually not too bad. It's down maybe a little bit, but not much. This line over here, this line on this side is a lot worse. This dips down quite a bit, and this nose here. To actually get it bolted into the bolt holes up underneath here, I've really had to pull this nose down a long way and really stretch it down. And I'm sort of going off of the factory bolt holes because I know that my guards and stuff are not that straight. And what I've actually come to realize is that if you have a look at this panel here, see how it's bent down and it's crumpled a bit. So obviously this whole corner has dipped down slightly. The rails inside are nice and straight. There's no major damage on the rails. I think it's just these bits in the corner. This one's down a little bit. You can also see there's a buckle here, which I'm pretty sure should not be there. So there's obviously been a bit of damage in the front here, and it's just as bad on this side. You can see it's sort of all buckled up. So I'm going to try and push this this whole corner back up, and by just sticking a jack under here for starters, and see what I can do. Maybe jack under here, and see if I can actually straighten out the front of this car, because it's not right. And that's probably why I'm struggling so much to get this front looking good. All right, that is a lot better, but I'm still not happy. It's still not good enough. It's 90% better than it was, but I still need to get it just right. These lines are much better. Each side is slightly different. I've done a bit of adjustment to try and tweak the bar up and down and get it level again. I've completely unbolted these headlight buckets, and I've decided that even though I've tried a panel beat in a little bit inside, the main mounting brackets inside here, the main thing they really hold is just the headlight buckets and the bonnet and stuff. I can actually make new mounting bolt holes for the headlight buckets and stuff, which will get them up. But all of this adjustment means that although the car is sitting straighter, now all that adjustment I did on the bonnet is now out, so I need to adjust the bonnet again. You can see the bonnet sitting really low here compared to the headlight bucket. There's lots more work and adjusting to do, and so ultimately I'm just tired and frustrated and hot and sweaty, and I think I need to leave it for this week. And it's Australia Day, so I need to cut it early anyway. So I suppose that means it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Hey guys, first of all, there's a thunderstorm happening right now, so I hope you can hear me okay. Okay, last week we talked about the very rare Fairlady Z432. Rarer still was, of the 420 432s, 20 of them were 432Rs. These 432Rs were all orange, with a lightweight, low luster black bonnet and black aluminium wheels. They still had the same 160 horsepower twin cam S20 engine from the GTR. Where they picked up pace was from the added lightness. They had no carpet, sound deadening, aircon, radio, or other comforts. They had lightweight seats, and they also used lighter sheet metal on the removable panels. Interestingly, the ignition was moved to a spot behind the gear stick on the tunnel, not unlike a Saab.
Okay guys, that was a very frustrating week. Spending lots of time trying to tweak that front bumper. It was really hot, and just things weren't going my way, so it was best to stop. And it's Australia Day anyway, so I got my thongs on, and it's time to go and head out and have a barbecue. By the way, Aussies don't put shrimp on the barbie. We put prawns on the barbie, so for all you international people. Anyway, as always, if you are enjoying the videos, please like and subscribe to Home Built by Jeff. And if you want to help the channel out, just go down to the description below and you can buy some of these cool shirts or hoodies or coffee mugs. All right, guys.
We're not really going to barbecue because it's pouring rain outside.
We'll see. All right. Bye.
These 432Rs were all orange. These 432 they still had the same 120 you wrote it. Oxymoron. You're an oxymoron. Sheet metal on the removable thread. I feel it's not that hard. I feel I should be able to say it.